Hi everybody, welcome back to Celestial Guidance with Janine, or Janine's Spiritual Medium. This video is out of one of my subscribers. She had asked a question, so it's a shout out to Goopel77. I hope I'm saying that right. She had asked, how I exactly use crystals. And she's like, she didn't know quite sure which crystals do you use on each day. And I'd been wanting to do a video like this before. So this actually gave me inspiration to, do a video about how I use crystals. I've been working with crystals for about 30 years. Started back in 94, I believe, right when I started working at the Psychic bookstore. It was a metaphysical bookstore. It was down on Main Street in Venice Beach. And I learned a lot in that time. It was really interesting, the story and how I even got the job. But anyway, I totally felt like I was guided there. So my first experience was I was going through a divorce, and it was really bad. It was really horrible. It really hit me like on bricks. And I found out, through all that, I was seeing there was a Reiki healer there, and she was doing some Reiki energy on me. And my hands started tingling. She says, "Do you feel that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Found out I'm a healer. And so I started playing around with crystals, and there was this beautiful one. It was a clear quartz. And the clear quartz is it was kind of like rectangular, kind of octagonal. It had so many different faceted shapes around it. But it was like long, and oh, I love that. There was a great piece. And that piece was to get so hot in my hands. And every time I would do healing work, I would, work with this one. And I would let other people hold it too, because, especially because they would get so hot. And a lot of people would get healing energy from it. So it was really fascinating working with the crystals. And I've been learning a lot about other crystals throughout the years. So I wanted to go into a little bit about how I work with crystals and what I've done throughout the years. And, how I cleanse them. And, you got to take care of them. For me, I show them respect. They are, beautiful specimens I have so many crystals. In my opinion, I can never have too many. I love my crystals. I'm very attached to them, and I work with them. And I can't remember, I think it was like about a year ago or so, maybe even less than that. I remember reading and coming across this article about how crystals have encodements in them. And I so resonate with that, and I had goosebumps all over, because I really feel like crystals come from the Atlantean times, Lemuria, also associated with Sirius. So I just felt very connected to crystals, and I love crystals, and I'm very connected to Atlantean times as a healer. And I've actually had a vision of being a healer in Atlantean times. So it's just that I just love it. So I wish I could do this outside. I love to talk about crystals out in nature, because this just brings out more joy, and it brings out the fairies, I believe, and it brings out the magic. So, but I mean, I have my beautiful tapestry, so I'm hoping this will help. But to start off with, I like to work with my crystals like one-on-one. I like to really get to know my crystals, really get to put the intention, what I want that crystal to do. Like for instance, rose quartz. Rose quartz is good for love. So it's good for self-healing, self-love, your self-esteem. So, using with rose quartz, it's more, a lot about self-forgiveness and forgiveness for others and being compassionate. So it's like, holding the rose quartz, it's just sitting there, breathing, meditate with it, hold it. I usually close my eyes because I feel things, and I'm a medium, so I receive information both ways. So sometimes I'll zone out, or if I close my eyes, I may see images as well. But I like to hold my crystals, and when I meditate with them, I put both hands over them, and then I just think of the intention of what I want this crystal to do. If it's for self-love, compassion, breathe into it. If you have to, if you want to, hold it to your heart, hold it to the energy of your heart. But I love my crystals. I love the feelings from them. And I would also, recommend, if you're going to find a crystal, if you're looking for a crystal, always make sure that they're, of course, authentic crystals. But one way too is to feel the energy of them. So even if you're looking for a clear quartz, and you're picking up one out of like the whole jumble in there, there might be 50 in there, you know, pick out a few of them, because that one may not resonate with you. So I usually like to use my left hand as your receiving hand, and your right hand is your sending out the energy. So I like to feel with my left hand, and that's my dominant hand is my right, because I'm a right hand, but I use my left one as the receiving hand. And so I use that one to feel the energy of the crystal. And what I'm looking for is a tingling sensation, goosebumps, the warmth of it. Does it get hot in my hands right away? Do I feel any sensation from that crystal? You know, I'm looking for something in that area, so that way you know that that crystal is meant to be for you. Another sign when a crystal is not meant to be for you anymore, you may lose it, it may break, it may drop. For me, I have bad hands, so a lot of it, I just, you know, when I lose it, that's when I know it's not meant to be for me anymore. And maybe somebody else was meant to find it. Maybe they needed that energy. Maybe they lost a crystal that they really needed. So, you know, I'm hoping that that crystal had a lot of love in it, and had a lot of healing in it. And I just lost it like about 6 months ago. It was a clear quartz, and it was a really long one. It had some rainbow edges on it. It was really beautiful. And I was like, okay, maybe it's time for me to find another raw quartz, you know, because I really like using raw quartz. I love clear quartz. That's a master healer crystal. So I love to use clear quartz on everything, and I carry it with me every day at work. I do carry that one, and there's a few other ones that I'm going to talk into, my favorite ones that I carry on a daily basis, and I'll talk about some other ones. Another way to know when you need to use a crystal is if you're working on a certain chakra. You know, let's say you want to open up your third eye. There are certain crystals you want to use that will help you open up your third eye. Like, you know, for one is, I have a many here too, I'll talk about. Amethyst is the biggest one. That if you want to use amethyst, that is the one you would use for your third eye. Some people, I have a pyramid one. When I lay down, I'll put that one on my forehead, you know, right here. That's what I was using when I was opening up my third eye. There's so many different ways you can do it, but working with the crystals are, for me, it was very pivotal, because you have to work with them. You have to hold them. You have to meditate with them. You know, it's like, to me, they were like another extension of me. And I actually feel lost. If I don't have a crystal in my hand, I do feel lost. It's just part of me, you know, part of who I am. Excuse me. Lemon water. Another good thing about cleaning crystals, there are many different ways to clean your crystals, but my favorite way is I'll take my favorite crystal bowl. I put all my favorite crystals, or the ones I use daily, the ones I use, you know, most that are around me, that I do change out quite often. But if the ones that I mostly use a lot, I will put them in the crystal bowl. Actually, I'll put sea salt down the bottom of it first, and then I'll add all my crystals in, and then I may cover it up some more. And then I'll have that bowl sitting on my altar and sitting underneath the moonlight, the full moon, to help recharge and regenerate all my crystals and cleanse them from all negative energies, and so that I can use them out for the next month. Another way to clean crystals, the ones that you can use in water, like selenite, you cannot, and there's a few other ones. I would look them up just to make sure which one you can put in water. Sorry if you hear my dogs. But you can put in water, but I like to use my moon water that I've saved from other previous times. You like my solar eclipse water that I did like a couple of years ago, and add that into my sea salt, and that helps to recharge, especially we have a solar eclipse coming up, and I think I actually have a solar eclipse full moon water that I did last time we had one. I hope. It might be messed up on my waters, but you know, either way, you can use any kind of full moon water, any kind of, you know, cleansing moon water that you had made. I add that to my sea salt, and then I add my crystals in there for the ones that I can cleanse with water and salt. There's so many out there that you should not, so I would actually look them up so that you know which ones you can. But selenite, do not put that in water. It will dissolve and break and become brittle, and it's gonna lose its strength. So just look them up. That way you have the idea of which ones to use. But for me, it was like, you know, it was first beginning to know how to work with crystals, and my first beginning one was my clear crystal one. And then it worked up to, I think rose quartz was my next one I worked with. I was going through recovery and getting sober, and so rose quartz was the next one. I worked with that one for many years. That was my favorite one for God, for years, I think for like 6 years, that was my favorite stone. And then it became amethyst. So, and usually another sign too would be pay attention to signs that you may get on the outside surface, like being present and being open. You know, like one day I was riding my bike down to the beach and I looked down and there was a amethyst crystal in the in the street. And so of course, you know, I stopped and picked it up, and I went to look it up later on to, you know, to look up more about what it could do for me and what that stone would need. And it was very fitting for, you guys stop it. It was very fitting for the situation that I was in at that time. But it's actually a very protection stone, especially for psychics. It's a great stone. So sorry, you guys. So, a selenite, I love my selenite wand. I usually use my selenite wand a lot to basically cleanse all my other crystals that I've used throughout the day, but also to cleanse yourself. This is a great stone to really cleanse your aura, your energy, especially if you've gone home from a long day, especially if you work customer service, you're working a lot of people, or if you're working with animals. I work at a vet hospital. So this one's a great stone to really, you know, recharge me, cleanse my energy, remove all negative energies or entities that are around me. I love this one. And then I also have like other ones that are in my other bowls of crystals that I have little pieces of selenite in there too, like little hearts. But those are the greatest stones to work with. My other favorites I work with is Labradorite. I love Labradorite. This one helps you open up your third eye. This one is given to me as a Christmas gift, and I've always wanted a Labradorite that I can hold in my pocket, because the other ones I had were either too big, or I have a round one, and then the other one, it was like a flat slab, and I just didn't feel right about walking around with a flat slab in my pocket. But this is actually a dragon heart stone. It is a shaman crystal, and it actually helps with opening up your third eye. It is actually a very highly mystical and protective stone. It helps brings light. It's a stone of magic. Hey, you guys. It helps raise your consciousness and connects with the universal energies. It stimulates your imagination, intuition, and your psychic gifts. And it banishes fear and insecurity, strengthens your faith in yourself, and trust in the universe. So I really love this one to help me throughout the day, especially working in a new field, working in a vet hospital. It really helped me to, would you guys knock it off? Lay down. Oh my gosh. But it helped me to let go of fears and insecurity about my own self, and having a little faith in myself. That, you know, I'm doing a good job, and, you know, stuff like that. The rose quartz I like to use, especially at work, to bring you a little more compassion. The other one I use at work, I carry with me every day, is my Angelite, especially because we do deal with a lot of euthanasias. It helps me to bring my angels in with me, and also to have that compassion and help me remember how hard it is when you're going through that time. And it just helps me to do my job even better with an open heart, and that, you know, I have so much compassion and love for these people. You know, I just been through it myself a couple of years ago. It's not an easy decision, but I love this one because it does help me bring in the angels and bring in their love and their peace. So I do like to use my Angelite a lot. I do carry this one with me everywhere, pretty much every day. Let's see, did I miss anything on this one? Yeah, it helps with communication with your angels and your spirit guides. It's a stone for compassion. It can transform pain and disorder into peace and healing. So that's what I like to bring in when, you know, they're going through a really hard time, and their people's going through, you know, that part in their day where they have to let go of their pet. You know, it's like I want to help transform that pain that they have, and to help bring them more peace and, you know, healing into the area. So it's just having compassion. And so I love to keep Angelite with me every day, and I carry that with me on a daily basis. That and my Labradorite. My next favorite one I carry with me every day is my Tektite. This is a black piece of stone. It's a form of a meteorite. I got blessed with so many crystals. I worked at a thrift store years ago, and man, I got blessed. I was like, I got this one person donated like, oh my God, I don't know how many crystals. I think I bought them all, and the ones that they would let me anyway. And I didn't know why I needed them, but I felt like I needed them. And I wasn't really, I mean, I was still into crystals, but it was these ones I'd never even seen before, so I didn't even know what they were, if they really were crystals. I didn't have any idea. And my computer was just stolen. It was my daughter's computer, and it got stolen, and I had no way of looking these up, and I didn't know what to do. So I had actually kept the crystals, and for some reason, like, you know, they'd be throughout the house or on my bookshelf, and I'm like, wow, that one's really calling to me. I wonder what that one is. And I would look it up and found out, like this one, for instance, was in a box, and it was in a typed card, and it said Tektite. And I had no idea what it was. So I looked it up and found out that, I mean, it looked like the guy had taken care of it, like museum pieces, you know. But this one is called Tektite, and it's really interesting. But it's a protective stone. It cleanses all chakras. It's a form of a meteorite, and it likes to be sun charged. So this one I probably would not put in sea salt or anything like that. I would have it sitting in the sun, sitting on the windowsill on a full moon. I think would even charge it up even more. But this one can help raise your vibration, your consciousness, and your insight. It's great for protection, balance, and honesty. It has a strong connection to energy and frequencies of other dimensions, and can heighten vibration level of your auric field, your heightened psychic sensitivity, and clairaudience. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So, and I was just coming into my awakening when this was really calling to me, and I had no idea I was even clairaudient at the time. So I do like to carry this one with me more for protection, but, you know, also to help keep my other senses, you know, alive and going. Not that I'll lose them, but let me see. The other ones are my favorite. Moldivite. I actually carry this with me. I sleep with it. It's a green piece. It's in my silver cage. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a bright green piece. I really wish I could get another piece. There's this guy I like to watch on YouTube. His name is Higher Dimension Now or something like that. But this guy's amazing, and I love his Moldivite. I really wish I could buy a piece, but I just can't afford it right now. But I do have this piece. It was given to me years ago. It was a little bit bigger, and somehow it broke off. But I keep the other bigger piece inside here, and it does help. It's a great stone for meditation, and it works with your crown chakra, your third eye, and your heart. So it feels really funny because there's been times I've taken this off, and I felt so off. I felt so different. Like I just felt like I was missing something. And as soon as I put my stone back on, I just feel like I'm grounded again. So I'd like to try to keep my stone on me. But a lot of people have a lot of different reaction to this one. So I'd be real kind of careful with this one. Kind of work with it, you know, slowly, you know, just do some meditation with it. Because like the next stone I'm going to talk about, I can't use it that often. Or I mean, in the beginning, I couldn't use it for like the first year. I couldn't even deal with this stone. It was so heavy to my heart. And it's a lot of heart healing energy I had to do. But this is a great stone for intense frequency and high vibration. In ancient times was thought to be a mystical stone that could bring good luck and fulfill wishes. That's a high vibration healing crystal. It resonates with energies that go above and beyond earthly planes. It is a protection stone as well. I think I remember reading that somewhere. It helps you with the attunement with the higher realms, communication with the higher realms, attunement, higher self, transformation, intuition, psychic abilities. It's got so many different meanings for it. But I would look it up. But Moldivite is a great stone for transformation as well. Really changing those old energies, really seeing the deeper layer of why we hold on to energies that are holding us back from fulfilling our lives. It's really amazing how each crystal, when you work with them, can help change you and help shift and cleanse you. And it's really by working with your chakras. So the next one I work with a lot is my Sugilite, which I keep on my neck at all times. Because I am a medium, it does help with communication with Archangel Michael. But it is a crown chakra crystal, and it helps with your psychic protection. It helps to remember your soul's purpose. It also helps with lucid dreaming. It's a great stone for spiritual quests, It's one of the best protection crystals for highly sensitive people. It encourages forgiveness and instills confidence. This one I love wearing. I didn't know all of it that it did until I was looking it up. I knew it had a lot to do with Archangel Michael, and because he is one of my angels that I do speak with, I just love the stone. I just felt like such a protection stone around whenever I feel this. Actually, I had a smaller piece and I lost it and I cried. I actually had to go buy another piece, but I just felt like I needed this stone, and I just feel so protected when I wear it. So I always have this on, and I'm such a highly sensitive person that it was so funny because it says it's the best protection crystal for highly sensitive people. And I thought, wow, that's so fitting that I would be drawn to the stone. And a lot of people think it's, because it's such a deep purple, a lot of people think it's amethyst, but it's actually Sugilite. I'll put a description down below of each crystal, that I've talked about. That way you can look it up yourself and, get some more information about it. The other great crystal, I do like to take this with me a lot. I do take it to me with work. I did drop it, and unfortunately it did break a little bit. I was so devastated, I almost started crying. But this stone was really hard for me to work with in the very beginning, and it's called Shattuckite. I did do a video, I believe, about this one. It really helped me to unlock a lot of levels of deeper stuff that I was holding on to. But it's a great protection stone. It's also a healing stone for my letting go of the past, unhealed, childhood trauma. And a lot of that had to do with the chakra centers and really things that were stuck in my chakras. And I had to let all that go. The Shattuckite stone is a great stone for mediums. It is said to help mediums to help heighten your abilities, enabling you to make contact with not only your spirit guides, but passed over loved ones. It is a great healing stone, new beginnings, or a protection from lower vibrational energies. So it's a great stone to keep with you or wear, especially because it is a protective stone from lower vibrational entities. It is also a great stone to work with, to meditate with, if you want to open up your third eye, your crown chakra, your throat chakra, your heart chakra. So I thought that was funny because I even did the video, I think, before I even looked up the meaning. And I had no idea it was a heart chakra stone, but I felt it. And only because of the fact that it is mixed with different crystals. I think one was this malachite. I can't remember what the other one is, but I believe in my video I have it in there. But malachite was such a heavy stone for me to wear or even touch, because it had a lot to do with healing your past lives, also your childhood traumas, any kind of pain you've been holding on to. So that was a really heavy stone for me to work with. But those were my favorite crystals. These are the ones I work with daily. But I would encourage you to go to a crystal store, play around with them, feel them out, see what you're directed to, ask your angels for guidance to show which ones you may be, wanting to work with. The main one I always deal with is the clear crystal. This one is the Master Healer, so I do like this one for everything. And I do like to put it in my water to charge my water. Right now I have a yellow citrine in my water bottle, and that's to bring more confidence and bring more wealth, I'm hoping, because this yellow citrine has to do with prosperity. But it can also deal with many different intentions. But, play with the crystals, feel the vibration of them, kind of go with your intuition. If maybe there's a chakra you need to unlock and, maybe heal from, start working with those crystals that have to do with those chakras. That's a good way of knowing too. But follow your intuition. If there's a certain crystal you see laying about and all of a sudden you're like, wow, and that one's really pretty all of a sudden, look up the meaning behind it, because then you're going to know, oh, you know what? This is something I've been battling with this for like a couple of days. This is my answer right here. So this is really listening to your intuition, but I like to feel the crystals too. And I like to use my left hand to receive the information. And what I'm looking for, like I said, is that tingling sensation, a vibration, warmth. If it's cold, to me, it doesn't feel like there's any energy to it, or I'm just not resonating with that crystal. So, crystals they do have encodements in them. They do have written language in them. There are remembrances, especially for us that are attracted to crystals. A lot of us are healers, and a lot of it could be that you maybe also a Atlantean, a Lemurian, starseed, you know, something in those areas. So I wouldn't, you know, put anything past it. But I do know that when the more I work with them, I know the more I feel like there's magic around me. You can also use crystals for your magic ceremonies. If you have an altar, I have crystals all over my altar. I have crystals all over by my bedside table. I have crystals that I carry in my pocket every day. There's been times I've even put them in my bra because I didn't have any pockets to wear. I've even made an Indian pouch where I put like some of my most favorite ones in there that would fit and I would wear it around my neck, and I'd add sage and stuff to it. So there's so many different ways you can, you know, wear your crystals or work with them. But, you know, I'll actually put them underneath your bed to help you sleep. You have more lucid dreaming, like the Labradorite. That would be a great one to put under your pillow and try, you know, just to practice with, to work with them. But the more you work with them, the more you put energy into them, the more you have intention with them, the more they start, you can start feeling the vibration. For me, it was just instant. I felt it right away. And I think that was more because I'm more of a sensitive person. I'm a highly sensitive person, and I think it's because, you know, I electrocuted myself when I was 3, and I still have electrical issues where even phones will die out. I had so many pictures and videos of things that I've caught that I can't show proof of anymore, like a fairy I caught. I had that on a video, and that camera just blacked out all of a sudden. Couldn't retrieve it, and I didn't even save it. And I had my dog in there that I lost a couple of years ago, and that was the one video I did not want to lose. I was so devastated, especially because I had a fairy in it. It was incredible. I wanted to share that so bad. So I'm hoping that they come back in again. Maybe there'll be more orbs going through. I hope. A lot of times they show up. Sometimes they don't. I haven't really seen anything go by, but sometimes I don't notice it until after I go back through the video. But I hope you like the video. If there's maybe an idea you want me to talk about, you know, please leave me a comment below. It will be great. You know, thank you, Goople77, for the suggestion on how to talk about crystals and, you know, how to work with them. But it's really working with them and, you know, holding them. Like, you know, a lot of times I like to hold just one crystal, even though I may have a pocket full. Sometimes they just resonate like, okay, you know what? I'm going to get ready to do a euthanasia. I really need to hold on to my my angel light. So I'm going to put that one in my hand. But most of the time I have in my left hand is my clear quartz. So this one is with me at all times. So I have it in my pocket, or I may put it in my purse so I don't drop it and break it. Or most times if I have a pocket, I'll put it in my pocket. But I do like to have crystals with me. I like to work with them one-on-one, meditate with them. You know, just really get to know them. They, you know, I mean, they are live. No, I can't really say live. Well, they are, to me, they're alive because they have energy, and I can feel the energies out of them. So, you know, check into it, play with it, check out different crystals out there, see what you're attracted to. If you're attracted to a certain crystal, look it up and see what it means, because it could be a reason why you're being attracted to that stone. Maybe an inner, deeper healing that you need to work through, or a chakra that you need to open up. So, you know, listen to your intuition, be present, be open, be mindful, look around. You might see signs you might not be aware of, a song, somebody talking about, you know, like opalite or something, you know, like, oh my God, let me look that up. And it happened to be the crystal that you need to look up, or, you know, you need to get in your life. So, just play with them, have fun. It's meant to be fun. But I mean, to me, I just love my crystals. I can't live without them. And to me, I can never have too many. I need more. But I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you hit that thumbs up. I hope you subscribe. And I hope I'll see you in the next video. I'm sending you all white light and love. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.